Pokemon Unbound. I literally found out about this game 2 hours ago and thought to myself, why not just play it completely blind and see what happens? This is a fire red ROM hack made by Skelly that takes us through the Boreas region, which has some pretty interesting history, including a war with Kalos that apparently saw some pretty dark stuff. I'm almost certain that I'm a boy, so I choose that, and of course, I name myself Hep. And by the looks of it, I'm dressed like Santa Claus. But to be honest, it's kind of fire. We awaken in our room normally, until of course a portal appears out of nowhere. And out comes Hoopa of all Pokemon. She comes over and says, fuck this guy in particular, and decides to completely ruin my morning before I even had the chance to eat breakfast. And so I'm teleported to what seems to be a laboratory to the shock of everyone around me. And they grab me, and they knock me out. Definitely a first for a Pokemon game. Well, I'm not really sure what's going on, but I know I have to immediately change my text speed before figuring out why a child was knocked unconscious by a grown man. But let me say, I'm loving this music already. We get to experience a ton of different generations' soundtracks, including Gen 4, Gen 5, and even other games like Mystery Dungeon, which I'm all for. We think we found a way out, and we try to escape, but apparently this guy is Snorlax in disguise. So we kick him and try to find another way out. I happen to notice Heat Miser in the corner over there, so we grab another potion with visual assistance, and we go check him out. Turns out, this dude ends up being our rival. Alright. Of course I have to name him Luck, so we can keep kicking his ass throughout the entire game, and it'll make me feel a little bit more superior over the co-owner of this channel. We both realize we have no idea why we are here and try to escape again, but this time with physical violence. But Snorlax over here is probably level 50, so we can't do anything. Looks like we need a new plan. But as we are destined to find, we hear 3 Pokemon crying in a cage, which just so happens to have a faulty lock. I guess you know what comes next. Out come a Gible, Larvitar, and a Beldum. Yeah, 3 really powerful Pokemon right from the jump. I like where this is going. Luck just so happens to have 2 empty Pokeballs on him in the name of Plot, and now we have to figure out which of these 3 Pokemon to enlist to our cause. It was a tough decision, but we decided to take Gible, just because of how much of a monster Garchomp is, with Beldum coming in a close second. We nickname her Gibby, and I really shouldn't have to describe that reference. Luck chooses Larvitar over Beldum, which I really don't understand, and it's finally time to break out of here. About time. Should be simple enough now with our new Pokemon. With some quick violence, the grunt's out of our way. But then luck ditches us. Thanks for the help, I guess. We cut over to what seems to be the leader of this group, who is obviously not happy with the grunt we abused. Not really sure why Raven from Team Titans is sitting over there wearing red, but hey, I'm pretty interested. Apparently it's not Raven, but her third cousin Marlin, who looks to be the enforcer of this shady organization. I can only imagine what they talk about during Thanksgiving. But it seems Marlin is also this guy's bitch because he's in charge of sending someone to the store to pick up groceries. Their leader mentions their plan to capture something called Specimen Uno before sending a grunt to obtain their package, and by making an example out of their security grunt by burning him alive. I think this game's gonna be fun. In our path to escape the hideout, we see that our rival has taken care of all the grunts in the way by himself. Lucky for us because we can finally escape and hopefully eat some breakfast. We emerge out of the tunnel to the frozen heights, where we call home. Who knew a covert operation was happening this close to the neighborhood? Again though, shout out to Skelly, because this entire atmosphere is beautiful, and I'm incredibly impressed. We come along Luck and Professor Log, who are discussing what just happened. However, Luck is literally just roasting the guy for no reason. But it's time for our first battle. Luck sends out his Larvitar, who starts with a leer. And again, I'm loving this music. But she is no match for Gibbe in Mudslap. We do get bit once, revealing that our Gibble has the rough skin ability, which is great, and can really come in handy throughout this run. A few more hits, and we finally take down Larvitar. After the battle, again Luck starts just giving some attitude to Log, who scolds him before they part ways. Like most professors, Log asks a favor of us. He wants us to head down to Bellintown and head to the Pokemart, where we can pick up a package for him. But why don't we check out the town a little bit? The first house we walk into is actually Luck's house, and we get to meet his sister, who apparently is also going through a red hair phase. But she just tells us to stay out of Luck's way, rather coldly. Alright, nice meeting you too. We finally check in with our mother at home, who was worried sick, and we let her know her son was knocked out by a group of scientists after being randomly teleported by a mythical Pokemon. And she believes this, no questions asked. But she gives us the running shoes, which is one of the best parts of any Pokemon game. We also get the last component of our Super Cube V3, which is the game's version of a bag with infinite space. Thanks, Mom. Now I'll give you guys some time to just listen to the soundtrack as we explore the rest of the town. As you saw, we were given the soft sand, a hard stone, and a twisted spoon from a nice old man next door. And we gave the soft sand to Gibby to accompany her mud slap. But now it's time for Route 1 and our first encounter. Our first wild Pokemon battle comes against a Vanillite, which I know got some stick in Gen 5, but I always enjoyed the Pokemon. I do battle against some wild Pokemon in the beginning, to semi-grind, because, like I said, I'm playing this game blind, and I have no idea how the difficulty scaling works in the game. But to save some time, I do speed through some encounters. And that's the only time I'll use that feature, other than, healing in the Pokemon Center. After a few more encounters, we pick up an ice heal and head towards Bellintown, after talking to a man that has been employed by Log to literally block the cave until we get him his package. What a hard ass. We finally made it to Bellintown. The first thing we do, of course, is heal at the Pokemon Center, and then we check the place out. Apparently the crime here has been so bad it's been spooking the police as well. Good thing Hoopa chose this child with just one Pokemon to solve things. Sounds about right. In the town square lies an awesome statue of Articuno, who holds great importance to the people of this area and of the region. We walk into the Pokemart, as ordered, just in time to see it being held up by the grunt we saw earlier, bullying the clerk into giving them their goods, and a special package. So of course, he runs off, and it's up to us to stop him. After searching for a second, we get a glimpse of Marlin and the Grunt up ahead, and head back to the frozen heights to investigate, while running into our second encounter, a Snorunt. We come across Marlin and a few grunts who use some funny language to summon the legendary bird Articuno and kidnap him. Which, I'm not really sure how, because Articuno could literally wipe the floor with them in a split second. Anyway, we are spotted and deemed weak, so Marlin sends one of his grunts to deal with us. They exclaim themselves as the Shadows and challenge us. Our first villain battle of the game. She sends out a Snorunt, which is absolutely demolished by Gibbe and one Firefang, leading to the bad guy gets defeated, so here's the goods we just stole cliche. After all that's over, we return the partial package to Log, who reveals that the missing item is a ball that can actually capture any Pokemon without fail. I can only imagine what that is. Luck comes barging in right on cue, and Log remembers that he was given a request from an old friend in Kanto to assist him in filling up the Pokedex, since the Boreas region is home to all types of Pokemon. Meaning, we get the Pokedex, and a few Pokeballs along with it. Luck tells us not to bother, and to focus on training our Pokemon instead, because we'll need it. Which is really bold coming from someone who is already 0-1 against us. After ditching us, Log pulls us aside to discuss why Luck is such a prick, and we come to learn that both of his parents disappeared during his childhood, making him cold as ice. I mean, I could have told you he had daddy issues from the start. Log asks us what really happened with the Master Ball, and after telling him of our shitty day, he warns us that something bad is afoot. But then again, sends an inexperienced child to do all the work. He asks us to visit a friend in Dresco Town, by way of the Icicle Cave, before giving us the town map, and nothing else. Thanks, Log. Before continuing on our journey, we should heal up and stock for the road ahead. So after a few quick encounters on Route 1, we're back in Bellintown, where we'll call it quits for this episode. I'm really enjoying this game so far, and let me know down in the comments if any of you have ever played this ROM hack and have any tips for me. Luck and I really appreciate all the support we've received in the early days of this channel. I'm looking forward to the next one. Until then, take it easy.
Hoping it'll keep me up. No, this is not a bluff. Too late to make me change. I've been feeling like a castaway. Sitting waiting on your page. That you bout to pull up to the cave. Then we practice 50 shades of gray. Beating, punching on the grain. Bloody knuckles, I've been sipping money.